Every vacation has some moments that really stand out, and cruises are no different. My husband and I went on a cruise in October of 2023, and we had 5 memorable experiences on board that I want to talk about with you. Hey y'all, I'm Ashley of All Bodies Travel, and welcome back to my channel. The first experience I want to talk about is the beautiful ship. There is artwork everywhere, not just from the art show, but all around the ship. There are 3 pieces that stand out most to me. One is this pink dog, just randomly standing there over the promenade. It's great. There are ducks on that from time to time. So if you're ever on Liberty of the Seas or a similar ship, be sure you look for your cruising ducks there. Another piece of artwork was this little silver dog, also on the promenade, right outside the next cruise station. No idea why he was there or what he meant, but he was cute. And then the third piece, which really blew me away, and I got a chance to see it up close without people around on my ship tour walk around, was this glass art on the wall. It really reminded me of the Chihuly art that you see in, well, Chihuly's exhibits, but there's a Chihuly museum in Seattle specifically that I'm thinking of. And I know that the Biltmore in North Carolina also does Chihuly exhibits from time to time. But this glass, it was just beautiful. It was abstract and gorgeous. The second thing that I want to talk about is the mystery game that we played. On one of the sea days, they have a murder mystery type activity. It was held in the Star Lounge, and we got there fairly early, and I was able to get some couch seating instead of having to squish into the armchairs. It was a mystery of who stole the art from the art museum, and it was definitely a team activity. There's no way that the 2 of us could have ever been able to get anywhere near solving it. The team also didn't solve it, but that's okay. There was a variety of puzzles in it, including comparing footprints, walking around the room and finding clues. There was a Sudoku. There was some kind of word puzzle. There's a little bit of everything for everyone to have a way to participate and to help solve the mystery. As I mentioned, we did not solve the mystery, but it was very difficult. It was very difficult. Do not go into that thinking this is going to be easy peasy. 2 of us can solve it. 1 of us can solve it. No, no. You need your team of like 6 to 8 or whatever they call for. And you just team up with fellow passengers, and it's no big deal. It was a lot of fun. The third experience that stands out to me was the breeze of boarding day. Now, we had the key, so after we checked our bags and got on board, we went immediately to the main dining room and dropped our bags off. That's one of the perks of getting the key, and it's one of the things that I love about it. I really don't want to drag around my backpack and my CPAP and my purse all day long, or until cabins are ready, until 2 p.m. So we went there, dropped our bags, they tag them, they deliver them to your room, so they're there for you, they're safe. And then we went to lunch. And the key lunch used to be a pared down menu from Chops Grill. However, they have changed it, so it's kind of some highlights from across the ship, across the fleet. It was still a really good meal. And again, you're seated with strangers, so be prepared for that. You're probably going to sit with people you don't know. But yeah, it was a nice way to get on board and to have a relaxing lunch instead of going to the buffet and trying to elbow through everybody up there, because that's where everybody goes, right? We all descend on the buffet for lunch when we get on board. And so you've got people going through with all their bags and their backpacks and their kids and their people. Really, the key is worth it to me for that, almost that alone. And one of the cool things is that we had a really good view. Not everybody gets a good view. I know that, but we had a good view of New York City across the way. So it was really cool to sit there and look out on the city, eat my steak, look out on the city, have a laugh with my husband. It was great. It was great. The fourth thing that was really a highlight experience for me, I've never sailed out of Port Liberty before in New Jersey. And I've never sailed under a bridge before. So I got both of those things on the same day as we were leaving the port. And I mean, sailing out of a port is sailing out of a port. But going out of Port Liberty in New Jersey, you get to go under a bridge and you get to see the Statue of Liberty and the whole skyline of New York City. And you get to go under a bridge. It's really cool. And so you can see in this video here where everybody's up on decks. Everybody wants to see this. Everybody wants to see us going under the bridge. And there's the observation deck where you can go up a little bit higher. But we had a great view where we were sitting next to the sky bar. And you just see the bridge getting closer and closer. And you wonder, as you get closer, are we going to hit it? Are we going to hit it? I don't know. Are we going to hit it? And then the horn blows as you're going under it. And it's just, it's so cool.
Hey guys and drinks.
So if you ever get the chance to sail out of a port that has a bridge, so Port Liberty has one and Seattle, I believe, has one as well. Be out on the upper deck. Be prepared for wind and potentially chilliness, especially if you're sailing in October like we did. So come prepared for that. But it's worth the effort and the crowds to be up there as you sail under the bridge. And the fifth thing that we really loved on this cruise was the chef's table experience. Now, I had never done the chef's table on any sailing on any cruise line, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I knew it would be a nice meal. I knew there were wine pairings. I knew it was somewhere in the dining room. But what it turned out that it was in the main dining room. There's a special little platform that's like between levels either 3 and 4 or 4 and 5, where you go down a few steps from the from like 5, say. You go down a few steps from there. So it is not accessible for people with mobility issues. If you use a wheelchair, I don't know if it's possible to do the chef's table experience, at least on this ship. They did have the regular chairs that were in the dining room, so armed chairs, and I can't sit on those. My hips are too wide for that. So I did ask for a chair without arms. Not a problem. He went and he got me one. There's another lady with us who had to have an armless chair as well. So he went and got her one. So they're very accommodating within limits, because you do have to go downstairs or upstairs to get to this special platform in the main dining room for this experience. However, now that that's all out of the way, it was a brilliant experience. Like, the food was so good. The wines were all spot on. The pairings were all amazing. Both of us actually enjoyed all the wines, or at least appreciated them. My husband is not a wine drinker at all. He was there for the food. But it was a complete surprise because he actually enjoyed drinking the wine paired with the food. The evening started, the meal started in the R bar on deck 5, I think, where everybody was supposed to meet up there for a champagne cocktail, you know, sit and kind of get relaxed and ready to eat. And not everybody got the memo. It was very clear to me on the instructions that we had that we were supposed to meet in the R bar and at what time we were supposed to meet. However, there were people who went directly to the table instead of getting their cocktail. So they missed out on a little fancy little champagne cocktail, which was pretty good. So be sure you pay attention to time and place that you're supposed to meet. That way you don't miss out on any of the experiences. So it was a 6-course meal, I believe. We had scallop carpaccio to start with. We had soup. We had a tomato soup. We had a lobster salad. We had branzino of grilled fish. We had a filet mignon. And all this sounds like a ton of food. But they were smaller portions, so you could actually eat everything that they gave you. Then after the filet, I believe, was the dessert. And I'll insert a clip here of the dessert coming to life as he pours the hot chocolate on it. It was the only thing that actually kind of disappointed me because it was supposed to be a peanut butter and chocolate dessert. I love my peanut butter and chocolate, but this was not, it just didn't quite live up to that. It didn't quite live up to the hype that was on the menu, or I guess the hype that I made in my head compared to all the rest of the food. All the rest of the food was spectacular and exceeded expectations. The dessert was okay. It was kind of rich, but it was okay. And then not only do we have wine with each course, except dessert, because with dessert we got a salted caramel espresso martini, which again was okay. Espresso martinis are not my thing. They're not my husband's thing. So we weren't the ideal recipient of these espresso martinis, but you know, they came with the meal, so we drank them, I believe. So I do want to cap this off by saying that the service, as always, on Royal Caribbean was fantastic. I've never been on a cruise where the service hasn't been great. So just because that's not on my top 5 doesn't mean it wasn't spectacular service, because it always is. And it's what I've come to expect from, especially from Royal Caribbean. And I always appreciate our servers in the dining room and our housekeeping staff. They do a great job. So if you want to book a fall cruise to New England and Canada out of Port Liberty in New Jersey, let me know. I can hook you up with that because I'm a travel agent and I can get you on that ship. If you want to sail out of Seattle to Alaska, I can also get you on that trip. Let me help you make some great memories and have your own top 5 list of experiences on board a cruise ship. If you want to see my walkthrough talking about some accessibility issues on Liberty of the Seas, you can check out this video here, and I'll see you in the next video.